Okay, here we go on the next part. This is actually part 3. This is Faithful. You spoke on hauling cargo carriers and good appearance. That's important, the way you dress and look for the camera. You need to fix your camera shot. You also use too many inside terms that would be known to people who do what you do, but to outsiders, you need to be a little more general, and when you use a term, explain what it means. Um, you were too bound to your notes to the extent that there are times when you're actually reading what you're saying instead of talking to me, and that's really important. You need to show some emotion when you speak, and I don't mean you have to be crazy or anything like that, but you can smile. Hey, this is kind of an interesting topic, and I want to tell you a little bit about that. Show a little personality in your speech when you do that. You have some very light tisks when you talk. You sometimes have a tendency to have that tisk there. You could have given me some additional information. How many people do this? What is Adobe or a doobie or whatever? I'm not exactly sure what you meant. A doobie wedge track trailer? Don't know what that is. You talked about it. Who is the audience for this? You're talking to them and this class and me, but you're using a lot of terms and technical terms. You established your credibility right off the top. That's very good. You have a lot of goods in the body of your speech. You have a good outline, a good preparation outline, and you have some good points on the time limit of your speech, the audience requirement, and also the assignment being submitted on time. Topic useful and interesting, I don't know. And also message adapted to the audience. That's a little bit unusual too, because I'm not sure what the audience is for this speech. Okay, next up is Nemo. And Nemo, you talked about prep for a new baby. And you know what? I sat there and listened to it. Nobody in my family or me is expecting a new baby, but you just gave some excellent advice and some nice tips. You did it kind of chronologically. I remember one of the things you talked about is why buy an infant shoes? I mean, they look nice, you feel good about it, but they're not walking, they're not doing anything with them, they're going to outgrow them real fast. You can get socks that look like shoes. You said that in your speech. That's just really helpful, down-to-earth information. I can't see some of the things you're holding up, and you have a very, very pleasant delivery, and that's a real plus. You need to be a little stronger on summary of your key points. You kind of go back to them and repeat them a little bit. Watch the ums when you're talking. Be careful of that. Watch the clearing of your throat. You had a couple of vocalized sighs where you be careful. And fix your camera shot. Too much headroom. You had a lot of goods in the introduction, a lot of goods in the body, great outlines, a fair number of goods in your delivery, and your overall evaluation was all goods. So Nemo, nice job overall on your speech. Buddy is up next. And Buddy, you talked about making barbecue sauce. Now, you know what? You're not one of those cooking programs, but you're just damn good for this class and for what you did. And yeah, maybe you'll never be on one of the TV cooking things, but you understood the concept of a processed speech. And you did it well, and just a lot of things. You had an interesting style. You could be just a little bit more formal, but you were still conversational, so that's good. I hear a dog in the kitchen. Sounds like it's toenails on tile, and I also hear a TV in the adjacent room. That's kind of disturbing. You want to fix that. Too much clearing of your throat. You want to make sure you have something that's going to keep your throat from getting dry. Set your camera shot and quit moving the shot. Not only does it make noise when your camera person's zooming in and out, but it just doesn't help when you're confusing the audience by all those movements. I would ask you why the baseball cap, and if you were sharp, you'd tell me it's because all cooks should wear something of a hairnet or something to keep the hair out of their food. All right, score one for you. But don't get so casual that you forget that you are wearing a baseball cap. This was a good process speech. Why do you change the camera angle after showing the audience? You're standing in front of a window. There's not enough light on your face. You're saying okay to end sentences. Be careful about that. Okay. That's annoying when you say okay all of the time. Okay. And so you want to be careful, okay, not to, use okay a lot. Okay. And your camera operator is driving me nuts. Fire that person. The camera movement almost cost you on this grade, so be very, very careful on that. Eye contact, I can't tell, that hurts you a little bit because of the light and all of the other things, but overall, a good speech. All of your overall evaluations were goods. Almost all of your introduction, almost all of your body, and your outlines and speaking and prep outlines were all good, so way to go. Next up is Swedgen, and you spoke about increased sales performance. Stand still when you talk, too much movement. Watch the vocalized pauses where you go, I plan to, and an or an ah can also be a vocalized pause. Why and how do you slow a customer down? You use that term. You also said PBS and then mentioned the price of a CD. I only know one PBS, and that's the television network. I don't understand the connection with the price of a CD. You left a lot to be desired in helping me through this process. You need to be conversational, but don't get too informal. You have a lot of ahs and ums. Talk to, you actually started your speech saying, I want to talk to you today, I want to talk to yous today about. Are you kidding me? You want to talk to yous? You could have said yous guys, but you want to talk to yous? Right, the very first sentence of your speech? Come on. And also, you're not articulating your words. You have something, doing, selling, being. Those are all ends in G's. Something, doing, selling, being. And you gave them, you talk about gave em, instead of them. Forum, F-O-R-E-M kind of thing, for them. You said, my wife and I was at Walmart. Be careful with your grammar. You waited till the very end to establish your credibility. The kind of topic you had where you're talking about sales performance, I want to know why you're talking to me about that. Who are you? What's your background? What kind of expertise do you have? Establish your credibility from the very beginning. And that'll make a huge, huge difference in your grade in this class. Next up is Titleist. Titleist, you ran a little short on your time. You established your credibility well. You talked about how to strike out a batter. It's a little esoteric. I'm not sure everybody really cares. And a lot of the terms you use are things that are way beyond most people. You need to correct your camera shot. You need to smooth out the flow. There are some pauses in your flow. And I can even hear you swallowing. You're ending sentences with prepositions. I'm going to go at. Where are you going to? Those kinds of things. Be careful. You have no outlines. You were slightly short on time. Who is your audience for this speech, and how do you expect them to know what is crowding the plate? Very technical for someone who is not already a pitcher. If the pitcher and catcher are on the same page, then there's a pause, some paper shuffling, and then you continued. You never want to have a thought carry over to the next page and you don't know what that thought is and you have to get to the next page to complete it. That's death on wheels when you do that kind of thing. Okay? If you have any questions, as always, give me a call. I will be posting the grades on Blackboard, and if you have any concerns, you may want to give me a call. If you owe me a photo ID, make sure you take care of that. Listen to what I have told you. I have no tolerance from this point on for wrong camera shots, not enough light on your face, standing in front of windows, too much noise in the room, not understanding who your audience is for the speech, and also failing to acknowledge sources, failing to talk about what you know what, in terms of credibility, sometimes your credibility isn't that, I'm going to talk about brain surgery. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to talk about it, but your credibility has to be established. And it may be something as simple as, all my life I've been interested in medical things. I've read books on medicine. I have read volumes. I have watched television programs and documentaries, and so I have a real interest in medicine and medical devices, operations, things like that. That establishes some credibility. Yeah, it'd better if you were a brain surgeon, but establish some kind of credibility for why you are the one giving that speech. Okay? Have a great one. We'll talk to you next time.